This is David B.Wolf, PhD. This is David B.Wolf chanting japa in the London subway.
Colorful, it's graphic, and let that metaphor drive the movie.
David came from Florida, United States, to chant with us in the streets of London. For the last 42 years, David has conducted hundreds of counsel trainings, children and family counselings, executive coachings, and personal transformation seminars. David taught in India, Russia, New Zealand, Czechia, Guyana, and all around Western Europe and North America, and was featured on both Fox News and CNN News.
All right, we want to get into some...
It confirms my experience in personal and corporate coaching that has...
In the 1990s, David laid the foundation to what later became the Sapatov Institute. Sapatov provides seminars that lead to spiritually based transformation through empowered communication, courageous introspection, and purposeful action. As David confirmed to me in a private conversation, he explains Krishna consciousness as taught by Srila Prabhupada in the language of psychology and coaching. David uses powerful hand gestures to communicate his points. These are the books by David. This one is about a study David conducted according to rigorous standards of modern social science to research the effects of the Maha Mantra.
Is this for photographs or is this a video?
Can you just tell a little bit about the study you have done on the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra?
By that time, the 1990s, there was a lot of studies on meditation, different types of meditation, a few on mantras, not many, and there was no studies at all in the whole literature on the effects of chanting the Maha Mantra. And I found that curious, because in the ancient Vedas it describes iti shodashakam nam nam kali kamasha nashanam Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The Maha Mantra is especially recommended for self-realization and developing enlightenment and love of God in this age. So I saw there was a real gap in the research literature, and so I decided to do a study on chanting the Maha Mantra. And also, I'd been, as the main cornerstone of my personal spiritual practice, I'd been chanting the Maha Mantra and had been very moved and transformed by the effect. As part of my dissertation with the Florida State University, my major professor, his name is Neil Abel, and so we conducted these studies according to rigorous social science methodology. Right. And to a very large extent, the results gave substantial validation to the assertions of the Vedic hypothesis of that chanting this mantra will significantly reduce stress, reduce depression, increase life satisfaction, and many other auspicious results that pretty much everyone is looking for. As this mantra is situated in Shuddha Sattva sound vibration, naturally this mantra will alleviate anxiety and fear and increase joy and happiness. And the results were very statistically significant that the mantra works.
That reminds me, Krishna, he says that this process is directly perceived.
Yeah.
In the Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah.
So anyone can perceive subjectively, but also objectively through observation of how the behavior changes in a person who's chanting.
It's a very appropriate verse.
Right.
Because it really indicates the scientific method. Pratyakshava gamam dharmyam shushukam kartumavyayam. It's not just I believe this, I believe that, but we can do an experiment. And so I'm very glad to be with you and the other devotees of Bliss to go on arguably the most important street in the world, Oxford Street, and to chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Kirtan Rasa is the safest place in the material universe.
Yeah.
Chant Hare Krishna, be happy.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, Chris and Prabhupada sat under a tree in Washington Square Park and with cartels. And in the early days, there wasn't really book distribution much.
Yeah.
And like the boys were going out like 12, 14 hours a day on Harinam.
Yeah.
And that was the program. And then book distribution came to join that. And in Los Angeles, the devotees would be out in Los Angeles and be out like midnight, 1, 2 a.m. People come back to it. It was wild, amazing. At the same time, at some point, Prabhupada saw the modes of nature aren't ideal. And like, so some of the devotees were getting dragged away because of the mode. So that's when Prabhupada started instituting the morning program. Like before that, I mean, Prabhupada would do a morning, but it wasn't like everyone does a morning program. At some point, Prabhupada said, yeah, the midnight Harinam is great in one way, but for this to be long term, we want some regulation. Then he made the morning program. Everyone did morning program.
Then later on, the Bhagavatam class.
Yeah, Bhagavatam.
1972. Yeah. He gave this letter. He wrote this letter when he said that you should try to understand our philosophy from all angles of vision. Discuss the Bhagavatam, discuss the shloka, recite the shloka, learn the shloka.
Yeah, memorize the shloka every day. That's Prabhupada's standard. So see where we stand.